Once every scientist on Earth thought that heavier objects fall on Earth much faster than the lighter ones. Aristotle said that, and for 2000 years everyone was repeating his words, and it was the common wisdom of every scientist, every student, every person on Earth. Comes Galileo and takes two stones, one heavy one and another much lighter and smaller one, climbs the Pisa Tower and releases those two stones at the same time, and surprise, surprise, they reach the Earth at the same time. Today, I don't believe that anyone who really, were listening to the first lessons in physics, like fifth grade, maybe sixth grade, thinks that what Aristotle said was true. But at that time, even after Galileo proved everything, he was expelled from the university because he was a heretic. He was saying things against the common wisdom. Now, at another moment of our human history, everyone thought that Earth is the center of the universe. There were some people who descended from that and were saying that Sun is the center of the universe, but most were absolutely sure that the Earth is. Comes a crazy person, another scientist by the name Giordano Bruno, who says, "You're all wrong. I'm the only person in the world who knows the truth." They laughed, of course, at him first. And the truth is that no sun, no Earth, no nothing like that is the center. There's no center, and the stars, together with the sun, together with the Earth, and other objects flying in God knows where. They were laughing at him, and then finally they burned him at the stake. He was going against the common wisdom, and that, in their opinion, was the common wisdom to burn him. About 200 years later, in our time, 200 maybe 50 years later, I don't believe that any sane person really thinks that Sun or Earth is the center of the universe. But at that time it was a common knowledge. But I'm trying to show you that there are some common knowledges that are common at certain point of our history that suddenly not becoming true knowledge, facts, etc., etc. A little bit closer to our times, a little bit closer to the American history, another crazy person by the name of Thomas Paine wrote a pamphlet, they called it, that called Common Sense, which said absolutely unusual and strange thing. It said, we don't need monarchs, we don't need rulers, we don't need those people who call themselves czars, shahs, strongmen, whatever it is. We can live without them, and most probably, and I'm kind of sure that we will live much better without them. So the politicians, the bureaucrats were against him and called him names, etc., etc. Now, what do you think? Are we better off without the kings, or we're worse? Can we live without the? Of course we can. We proved it 200 years we're living without the bastards. Anyhow, I don't mean to offend anyone. They're probably very nice and very good kings, but generally it's not a very good idea to be ruled by a person who is not accountable to anyone. Anyhow, all the time right now I hear tax the rich more, tax the rich less, and I'm thinking, wait a second, we're kind of missing the point. I'm not a rich person. I have a very good, very nice house. I didn't dream about it. My wife and I put everything that we had into the house. Some people go travel, some people buy expensive cars, some people do something else. We put everything that we had in our house. And the truth is that practically every month I'm very much afraid that I will not have enough money to pay mortgage. But anyhow, just wanted to make a point that I'm not one of those, terrible people who have billions of billions and do not want to pay anything. It's not the point. I'm trying to understand whose money it is. We're deciding about someone paying something or sharing something with someone, with other people. And I think that the core of the question is first, who has the authority, who owns the money to decide? Because if we'll decide that those people who made them, own them, so we need to ask them what do they want to do with the money, or make certain agreement with them. Or if we will decide that whatever you make, it doesn't really relevant, doesn't important, it all belongs to somebody else, that's totally different story. So maybe we need to think about what is ours. It means what belongs to you as a person or to me as a person. What right you have to take my belongings, part of my belongings, and what right do I have to come and take without your agreement part of your belongings? Uh, Maybe we need to think about, is it moral to take property of other people, belongings of other people without really their permission? Maybe there are other ways to finance our common needs. Again, I'm not saying that to say don't. I'm saying let's think. It sounds like you know, recently President Obama is putting together a coalition of takers, meaning trying to bring in and to vote for him people who are getting something from the government. Since government has nothing on their own, they're getting something from other people, and that other people they're kind of resisting, or at least trying to resist. Uh, uh, I know that a couple of very rich people saying that we need to pay more, but the truth is that I didn't read the newspapers and didn't hear on radio and TV that those people are kind of putting their money where their mouth is. Because if they say let's pay more, I would expect them to take this more and pay and say follow my example. But kind of it's weird. Doesn't matter. I'm not trying to make this point. The hypocrisy it's a totally different story. We're all on all sides. Not two. There's many sides on this issue. We're all a little bit sick with the hypocrisy. So, uh, what I'm trying to say that maybe we need to examine one very important thing. Today, our government that we kind of brought in instead of the monarchs, they govern us, and I don't like it. Maybe it's impossible to do anything different, but personally, I kind of think that we can find a way to hire a government that would not govern and not lead, but will administer, will serve, and will protect, and this is it. And somehow uh, we will not have this terrible entity that robs us, in my opinion. Robs, in your opinion, if you're a taker, maybe it's a good idea that goes out and takes the money and puts in the coffins and then distributes some among other people. But in my opinion, robs. So why I gave you all these examples about the past? Because people thought about something like it's this is it. The two objects fall on the earth heavier, faster. Not true. Again, was the story was moon. That moon, Aristotle said that moon is absolutely perfect shape. No. Giordano Bruno with his stars flying someplace, not centering around the Earth. He was right. He was one person on the whole Earth who thought so. Everyone else was absolutely sure about something different, but he was right. So there are some, and Thomas Paine with his "No More Kings, We Can Live Without Them." Also, revolution. My God, my God, my God. So maybe we can live without the government who, wants it or not, by the nature oppresses us. Maybe the government, as we know it, is some kind of a middle step between what Thomas Paine didn't like and now what we don't like. So I'm for thinking, for discussion, for open-mindedness regarding need for a government. That's what I'm going to think in the next couple of 100 years, probably. Okay, thanks. Bye bye.